not a continent, the entire planet. One moment, light. The next, silence. The hum of life, gone. Airports freeze mid-operation. Satellites drift, lifeless across a black sky. Hospitals flicker and die. A global heartbeat stops. It isn't a blackout, it's extinction of a force we built. Civilization upon electricity. No spark, no circuit, no recovery. Imagine this moment. You're watching this video. A glow on your screen. Now that glow is gone forever. The device in your hands becomes cold. Useless glass and metal. Your home falls into absolute silence. Not just without light, but without function. What if all electricity stopped working? And what if it happened? Right now, electricity is not just a convenience. It's the invisible lifeblood of civilization. A pulse that flows through every home, every machine, every human endeavor. We've built our world on it. From the smallest transistor in a phone to the largest city grid, every heartbeat of modern life depends on this unseen current. Without it, civilization doesn't slow down, it stops. To understand the scale of this, we must grasp what electricity really is and why its disappearance would unmake the modern world in a single instant. Electricity is the movement of charged particles, electrons within matter, generated by turbines, captured from sunlight, harnessed from chemical reactions. It's what allows us to transform potential energy into everything: motion, communication, heat, thought. But in this scenario, something impossible occurs. Not just a power outage, not a grid failure. Every electrical phenomenon in the universe gone. No more electron flow, no more magnetic induction, no batteries, no lightning, no current of any kind. A fundamental force of nature, dead. The moment it happens, the human world fractures. Planes drop from the sky, not because they lose power, but because their controls, sensors and engines no longer respond. Every jet engine relies on spark ignition. Without electricity, it stalls instantly. Thousands of aircraft mid-flight become silent gliders, and moments later, falling steel. In cities, traffic lights freeze, cars stop in the streets. Because combustion engines need electricity to ignite fuel and power sensors, even electric vehicles are dead. Their batteries, inert metal shells, trains grind to a halt, subways stop in their tunnels, elevators hang motionless between floors, hospitals, filled with the sick and the dying, may lose everything. Ventilators, monitors, incubators, all dark, all still, the modern miracle of medicine. Ends communications die instantly. No phone calls, no internet, no satellites transmitting signals through orbit. The world goes silent. A silence so deep, it's almost unbearable. Within minutes, panic begins. People reach for their phones. Nothing. They flick switches. Nothing. They wait for the hum of air conditioning, the whir of refrigerators. Nothing. But this isn't a temporary outage. No backup generator will start, no battery will charge. Electricity isn't gone from the grid, it's gone from reality. Day 1, confusion. Day 2, fear. Day 3, collapse. Without refrigeration, food begins to spoil. Meat, dairy, and medicine decay rapidly. Water stops flowing. Pumps require electricity to push water through pipes. Cities begin to run dry. Within a week, disease begins to spread. Without sanitation, without clean water, humanity reverts to a fragile biological state, vulnerable, exposed. Fires burn unchecked. Because fire departments can't pump water, night brings true darkness, a blackness that most humans alive have never experienced. Stars return to the sky. Bright and cruel, the Milky Way becomes visible even above the ruins of cities. The universe looks beautiful, indifferent. To understand this collapse, we must go back into the world before electricity, before wires and bulbs, before power grids and microchips, before Benjamin Franklin flew his kite, before Faraday discovered magnetic induction, before Edison and Tesla made light a commodity. In the early 1800s, human civilization lived without electricity. Fire and muscle were our only power sources. The world was slower, dimmer, smaller, yet it worked, because it was built for that world. Today's world is not. In the 21st century, we've woven electricity into the very structure of existence. Food supply chains rely on refrigeration, transport, and digital coordination. Hospitals depend on precise, continuous currents. Information travels through fiber optics and satellites, powered by electricity. The economy, on a global, instant, fragile, depends on electrons moving faster than thought. Without that movement, everything stops. What once took months to collapse now takes hours. Governments cease to function. No communication, no coordination, no command. Nuclear weapons are useless, but so are defense systems. Money loses meaning. Digital banking vanishes in a breath. Cash exists, but production halts. And in a world with no supply, wealth is measured not in currency but calories, gold, diamonds, property, all irrelevant. What matters now is water, food, shelter, safety. Humanity returns to its most primal form. Let's walk through what happens, step by step. The first 60 seconds, a shockwave of confusion. Planes falling, cars stalling, cities going dark. Millions die instantly in transportation disasters. The first 24 hours, communication blackout, emergency systems silent. No government can coordinate relief because radio, satellite, and power are gone. The first week, panic spreads, grocery stores empty, hospitals fill and then empty, for the worst reason imaginable. The second week, fresh water runs out. Without electric pumps, reservoirs can't supply cities. People turn to rivers and rainwater. Disease follows. By the end of the first month, urban centers are abandoned. People flee to rural areas, searching for farmland and natural water sources. Civilization, contracts, from a connected world to isolated communities. Humanity begins to rediscover ancient skills by necessity. Fire for light, manual tools for labor, paper for communication, horses for transport. But these skills have been forgotten by most. Generations, raised in digital comfort, are now fighting to survive in a pre-industrial world. Books become treasures, libraries, and the new temples of survival. In silence, humans rediscover what it means to be small again. Scientists would search desperately for answers. What could erase electricity from the universe? A cosmic event? A change in physical law? If the electromagnetic force simply ceased to exist, atoms themselves would unravel, because electricity isn't just power, it's the glue of matter. The attraction between protons and electrons holds everything together. So, for this world to exist without electricity, something strange must be at work. Perhaps electricity no longer functions in human technology, but still operates at the atomic level. A selective breakdown. It's not physics that has died. It's our mastery of it, whatever caused it, natural or not. It has stripped us of our advantage. We've returned to equilibrium with nature. Decades pass. The population plummets, billions lost in the first year. Those who survive adapt or vanish. Nature begins to reclaim the earth. Cities crumble, overtaken by vines and roots. Glass towers fall, leaving behind ghostly skeletons of steel. The planet breathes again, freed from the electric pulse that once enslaved it. Animals return to places they fled long ago. The air clears, the oceans rest. In the absence of electricity, the natural world heals, but at a cost, the silence of humanity's greatest voice. Centuries later, the descendants of survivors live simple agrarian lives. They till soil, build with hand tools, trade face to face. Legends of the time of light passed down through generations. They speak of glowing boxes that showed moving, pictures of flying metal birds that crossed oceans, of voices that traveled through the air. To them, these are myths, like Atlantis, like Olympus. The memory of electricity becomes a story, not a science, a warning of arrogance, a tale of a species that reached too high, too fast. In this world, night is truly dark. The stars rule the sky once more. Human eyes adapted to artificial light for centuries, relearned to navigate by moon and starlight. Communities form around rivers and fertile land. Old ruins, cities once radiant with energy, stand as monuments to a lost age. Perhaps, one day, someone will rediscover the secret of the spark. A curious mind will strike a rock, see a flicker and wonder, and once again, the human story will begin to rise, from darkness into light. In reality, could electricity truly stop working? Scientifically, no, electricity is a fundamental interaction, one of the four forces that define the universe. Without it, atoms couldn't exist. But the thought experiment reveals a deeper truth. Our dependence on it is total, and our understanding of it, fragile. Mass power outages, electromagnetic pulses, or solar storms, and these are not impossible, they're reminders. In 1859, a solar storm, the Carrington event, struck Earth with such force that telegraph lines sparked and caught fire. If a similar storm struck today, it could disable power grids across continents. We'd lose satellites, communications possibly for months, not forever, but long enough to glimpse this alternate world. Long enough to understand how thin the thread of civilization really is. Electricity made us gods among animals, but it also made us slaves to our own creation. We've forgotten how to live without it, forgotten that nature once ruled. Our rhythms, day and night, storm and sun, hunger and harvest, if that pulse vanished, even for a day we'd be forced to remember, and maybe, just maybe, we'd learn what kind of world we truly live in. Human progress has always balanced on a knife's edge. Each discovery brings light and shadow, fire, gunpowder, the atom, the circuit. Electricity gave us power beyond imagination, but it also gave us dependence beyond control.